not really sure why I'm doing this now. It's 7:33 in the morning. Yes, I wear sweats all the time because I'm like in my house all the time doing stuff like this and doing other things. But my last video talked about not only masturbation, but it also talked about self-love. And so I was thinking about this while brushing my teeth. I've never talked like this in the morning, so this is weird. I don't know what's happening. Just following it. So self-love, like this whole, like I was thinking about how I talked out loud to myself, and you know, from being in therapy, it was a therapeutic tool. You pretend that person's there and you have a conversation with them. I do that a lot. It helps me process, and I think in some ways on a spiritual level, it's like we're all connected, right? So essentially I'm talking to my higher self, I'm talking to myself. But still, I still think if people could see me and hear me and the things I do in my own place, they'd be like, that girl's fucking crazy. Well, maybe I am crazy, but it's like, I'm living my most authentic life and just being. And as I was brushing my teeth, I was thinking about like what I said last night. You know, forget all about the privacy issues and all that. But just being self, like we're taught from such, I think from birth. I mean, I don't know if it's different for boys in society. I'm curious to know about that. I mean, we should all be treated the same, right? We should all be instilled with self-love is where I'm thinking. It was always, you know, through no fault of anybody, I think society, I don't know if it's different for children now. And I revert back to childhood because isn't that where most shit happens? Like when we're born, we have these things, and so that's why I always revert back to childhood, because that's, I think, where a lot of our core wounds, issues, are. Shit happens to us, and we, you know, hopefully go through life and heal it, right? So self-love, why aren't we teaching that to kids? Is that something we are teaching, like, to kids? I don't know. I don't know, like, with the fables and like how is the world now? I don't know, because you know, I'm obviously grown. I'm not a child living in today's society, and I don't have children, so I don't know. You know, I'm not in the age group of children with school, with, you know, parents and whatnot. But even just on an adult level, like, I think there's so many people that don't, you know what, I don't know what other people, I don't know why I'm trying to project it outwardly, because this whole video thing, this is all about me. I'm trying to make it relatable, I think, because now, like, instead of me talking, it's like I am putting this on YouTube. I don't know why, I just know that I'm being guided to do that, so I am. So let me just say that I didn't grow up with a sense of self. Like, my sense of identity was everybody else, and I'm not sure where that stems from. But so I didn't have a sense of self that I was like really aware of. Sense of self, body image came up a little while ago this morning too. That's something new that I've been doing, is loving my body. I mean, my God, like, you know, I've gained and lost weight throughout my life, which obviously causes, you know, the skin to stretch, and so I have stretch marks, and I did get a tummy tuck at one point. I'm like, do I want to delve into how that came about? I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna skip past that. But yeah, it's not like I was, you know, very overweight, but you know, from gaining and losing, you get a little bit of extra skin. Looking back, I don't think I would have done it had I known, because that kind of changes your body. I mean, think about it, like, you know, you remove a piece of your body, right? So where does that, like, so everything else seemed to change, because when you get a tummy tuck, I didn't know. I wasn't really completely educated on it. But you know, they fix like from here to here, right? Well, you still have, I still have, you know, a little bit of like love handling, whatever the fucking love handle. Yeah, somebody can grab a hold of that and love on me. Okay. Anyways, Newly divorced, by the way. So, that took a whole different direction, body image. So I'm learning to just love myself on a level that I didn't even know existed. And that's so cool. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, right? I didn't know how to love myself, especially 10 or so years ago before therapy. It's like, I didn't really know. And then I went through a lot of shit. Was, in a marriage for 12-ish years. And so having this like time to myself in this environment, talking out loud, dancing around, like, I see things on TikTok and people doing the same shit. And I'm like, holy crap, like there's so many of us out here doing this thing. So it makes me think that like maybe, people are self-loving themselves. And I just know for myself, it wasn't like, it wasn't mirrored. Like I didn't, on the level on which I'm doing it now, it wasn't mirrored to me. My therapist, Earth Angel, she is incredible. She showed me how to love myself. She mirrored that for me. And a lot of people don't have that, I think, unless you're in therapy. But every therapist is different. I ended up with the most incredibly perfect person for myself. It's a soul tie, which is, it's beautiful. I just love this person so much, if you can't tell. And I'm so grateful. So self-love it's a process. And as from my last video, where I was probably wearing the same color sweats, my privacy's been being invaded on a heavy level. I've been being watched. It's incredibly unnerving and sometimes scary. I don't know the motive behind it. I don't understand it. If somebody wants to know anything about me, have a conversation with me, sit me down and say, hey, how did you do this? Or like, hey, I feel like, I've been watching you. I know you have childhood trauma and I know this and that. Like, how did you do this? How did you do that? I don't know. Why do people watch people? I don't understand. And maybe it's not for me to understand. I do know what I'm choosing to fucking do is take every opportunity like that within this issue to love myself and to use it as a fuel, okay? Alchemy, transmutation, I'm very spiritual, very guided and protected. So, discovery of self. So regardless of what's going on in the outside, I trust in my higher power that everything's working out for my highest and greatest good. But I still don't understand it. It's wildly fascinating and weird, and I don't know if it's, I don't view the world through that lens. So it's very difficult, even though like I spoke yesterday or whatever day about, the spiritual world and the 3D world and just knowing things on a different level, but it's so hard sometimes. So this whole time, my divorce, I ended my marriage in August of 24. Some of these things will overlap because I'm still processing, right? It's very new. I'm not sure how I want to proceed and what information I want to go into at this point in time, but August of 24 till now, which is almost the beginning of February of 25, which is fucking crazy because time is just like going so quickly. And I don't even know what's going on in the world because when I moved into this place, the TVs, the internet, it's a whole package deal, right? It's like, thank you, like everything's included. I don't, as a newly single woman, I don't have to worry about like paying this bill and that bill and that bill. It's just one rent bill and that's it. So I appreciate that very much. And the fact that I can actually afford to live on my own is another extreme appreciation. So going through this transition for these last months and having people watch me, follow me, I don't know. I don't know how far to get into that. So I'm going to skip over that. Okay. It's like living in a fishbowl sort of, and I don't know the degree in which it's being done. So that's why I don't really want to speak about it. But if you have a feeling that you're being watched, and I'm not talking about like doing fucking lines of cocaine and being like coked out and paranoid or that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that, but you know in your body, or you have that nagging feeling. I've been being watched for a very long time, and whether it's consistent or not, you know, I feel like people have been on my property, so it's just weird. And whether they've been on my property or I don't know how they're doing it, okay? My point to all this is, if you have that feeling, trust it. Trust it. And be guided and take steps to whatever you feel the steps you need to take, because I don't know. This is really weird. I've never navigated this. You know, I never navigated this, and that's okay. I mean, I'm figuring it out as I go. It's just weird. So, but all this ties into self-love, because I thank God I have this relationship with, like, as you know, I call the energy source God. No disrespect to religions or anyone else who, you know, has a different verbiage or whatever. But I just have been really reflecting. This whole time has allowed me to really explore myself in ways that I didn't know that I could, in ways that I didn't know that I should, in ways that I didn't know that I would. And this ties back to self-love and masturbation and like getting to know oneself that intimately. And that's what blows my mind, is like, for me, it was always something outside of myself was going to make me feel better. But no, it's with self. Like, hello, it's like we're with us all the time. Fuck, you know, partners and spouses and blah, 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 and friends. And it's like, I'm the only one that can truly make me happy. Yeah, people can add happiness or not happiness to my life, right? But it all begins and ends with me. It's me, and for me, personally, my connection with Source. You know, and it's not every day where I'm like meditating for hours. Like, I don't hardly ever meditate anymore, but as of late, I've been having a hard time. If you see me, I'm always moving, especially if it's nighttime and maybe I've had a gummy or two or had a beer. Like, I'm always moving. I can't sit still. And that's how I've been feeling lately in my energy. I can't sit still. And this is all about self-discovery, right? Because before, I'm a triathlete and a runner and, you know, like all the sports, I can't say all the sportsy stuff because I was never like a sports girl, okay? I didn't grow up exercising. We can get into that maybe later, how I got into like triathlon and running and shit like that. But that's been my MO for like, I was training for Ironman solid back-to-back for 2 years, 2 incompletions for Ironman California. One, they took my time Egypt too soon in error. They said I missed the cutoff. I did not. And the second time I had a bike crash, which impeded my running. So it's like, so after coming off of 2 years of hardcore like Ironman training, right? And then going through this transition of newly single after being married for 12-ish years, I'm learning to find myself. And like, what does that look like? Because I've never done this before, right? So I'm sure there's fucking thousands of people on earth that are going through the same similar situation where they're out of a long-term relationship, discovering themselves. Like, so it's like to be completely safe in my space, but yet have this other thing going on the outside where there's some weird shit happening. And I'm still able to hold and honor myself in such a way, because it all boils down to, I only can control myself. So regardless of what somebody's doing on the outside, it's all about here. So like, I'm curious, how are we teaching our youth to like embrace themselves and identify feelings? For me, I think it's different. Okay, I just gotta keep it myself because I'm trying to project like, what is everyone else, like, what is society teaching kids today? it's all about my experience. And I just lost that thread. So, body image, tummy tuck, self-love. I haven't been running. Okay, so yeah. So this whole time, running is my heart. Running is my freedom. It's one of them. But it's that would be my first love of, all the sport disciplines. But for the last month, at least, probably maybe 2 months, like I haven't hardly done anything. And so this is why it's interesting. I don't know why I'm not running, but I feel like I'm being called to be still. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Because for so much of my life, I was, like I said, I wasn't into sport as a child, or like growing up. I didn't get into running until it was like, however the fuck old I was in like 2010-ish, 2011-ish. So for me to have this downtime after so long of, I don't know, feeling like I have to do shit. It's really weird. I'm able to sit still. If I want to lay all day out in the sun and scroll on TikTok, or if I want to just like fucking chill out or create or this or that, it's like that, having that freedom. I mean, is this what single is? Like, is this the single life? Because like, I've never been so single in my life. If this is what single is, I'm totally singling like I've never fucking singled before, okay? And it's incredibly cathartic. It's incredibly healing. And I'm incredibly grateful. And somehow the word incredible has become like my word as of late, which is weird. I don't know why I started using that word, and I don't think it really fucking matters, but it's just, how my mind works. So yeah. So body image, tummy tuck. Yeah, so I do want to touch upon body image because it ties into sense of self. Speaking about my body, what it looks like, and the surgery I've had, and for those who don't know, when they do a tummy tuck, they cut things out and they kind of sew it back together. So I had a belly button ring, right? Very personal information. So here it is. So then they pull the skin down. So now I actually have where my belly button I was born. It's not a belly button, but it's like, if you stretch the skin. I had a belly ring, so now that I've got holes here, I'm like, I guess I could have a vagina-ish ring, but no, who wants that? That's annoying. But I finally got my belly button pierced again, and it feels good. It feels good. I am enjoying it. And see, before I would never do stuff like this and like rub myself like so lovingly. It would always be with a scowl, or with like not in a loving way. I would feel like, oh my God, I'm getting squishy. I need to go run. I need to do this. And it's like, I'm embracing myself as I am, perfectly imperfect. This song is so good. And it has been incredible. And I'm not saying it's easy every day, because there's times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not running. I feel like I'm getting a little puffy. So the program is still there. It's not 100% gone. And being in a relationship for so long with somebody who is extremely, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but built very thin, and was very weight conscious, and I want to be respectful of people that have been in my life when I do these, and it's not to disrespect anybody, it's not to put anybody down or to say that anything bad, or like, it's no negative, I know that came out wrong, but there's not a negative connotation about it. It's just my experience, my side of things, my way of processing, because my God, I was in this thing for so long, right? And so that's why I'm still processing it. Even though I say it was over and moved on, there's still, I'm honoring myself in this process. I'm not it's not all completely gone. I know. I mean, that's not the person that I'm supposed to be with. I realized that, and that's why I ended it. But I'm honoring myself for once in my life, I'm actually acknowledging what comes up, and this is what's coming up. So it's like I'm processing it and sharing it, and hopefully, my God, if I'm going through it, maybe somebody else is going through it. Maybe somebody else can, I don't know, whatever the fuck I babble about, can identify with and use it. Because I didn't always know how to love myself. And these things, like I said, I talk and they like twist and turn, and hopefully the main event, the main theme, it kind of weaves back in somehow. So my marriage, she was very body conscious, and I think that affected me in a lot more ways than I realized. And I've spoken about, I was unfaithful in the beginning of my marriage. There were. So when I speak about these things, I'm not blaming the person. There's no blame on any person, myself included. It's just the flow of the relationship, and that's what relationships are, right? We reflect, we bounce shit off of each other, I think, without even knowing it. And I mean, for me, either I see it and I can choose to grow from it, or I don't. I mean, so for me, I think that's what I'm doing. I'm choosing to grow from it and be like, okay, this is what I had in a partner. Maybe this is what I want in a partner. I think when I met my ex-spouse, I know, met in the rooms of recovery, and that's not saying they're sober, not sober. It's, I'm just not breaking anyone's anything. I'm not giving any definite information. So met in around the rooms, okay? And I was newly sober. I didn't know who the fuck I was. And I touched on this, I think, in my life at one point. It's like stopping the substance or stopping the thing that you're doing is just stopping it. There's a whole bunch of other shit, especially if you were in it for a while. I mean, for me, when I say you, I kind of mean me, right? Because I don't know you. So for me, stopping the substance, that was just it, stopping it. And I didn't know that I had all this other trauma and shit to go through and heal. So I'm incredibly grateful for my ex-spouse, because what a beautiful, sometimes difficult relationship. It was heartbreaking and on many levels. I caused heartbreak for somebody, and that's I don't take that lightly. I don't take that lightly that I've caused heartbreak in somebody's life. On multiple occasions. And I'm speaking major heartbreak. I mean, cheating on somebody who is in love with you and loves you, that's huge. And then also ending a marriage, that's huge, right? And, but that's relationships and shit, right? We all come, we all go. It's this fluid thing. And so self-love, right? How does this all tie into self-love? I don't know. I think I'm losing that thread of it. Body image. I think it's just the journey that I'm on right now. After coming out of that wrong relationship and just figuring out what I like. That's why I'm masturbation. Why are we not I'm enjoying finding out what do I like, I seem to choose the same the same likeness all the time. So maybe I don't know, a partner might be nice to bounce shit off of, right? And spice it up a little bit. I mean, if and when that's coming, it's coming. I'm not worried about it, right? I'm not closing any doors, and I'm certainly not closing my heart ever. But what I have learned as of late is that self-love is the most important thing. And having this time has really blown my mind in so many different ways. Lisa Marie Presley just came to mind. not really sure why that just came up, so I'm just gonna mention that. When she passed, that was devastating to me, and I don't know her. I didn't know her on a personal level. This really shifted quickly, so thank you for hard turning. And yeah, so when she passed, man, that was really rough for me. I had never cried over like a celebrity like that. Celebrity, right? But I always felt a connection with her. I didn't follow her like on social media. I didn't follow her life or like until like recently, and I didn't know her son had died in July of 2020. My brother died in September of 2020. I don't know some of the parallels, the dates, so I always had felt a connection to Lisa Marie Presley. I should say that again. I mean, I'm named after her. My mom's a huge Elvis fan. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I felt a connection to her because of that, but there was something, see, I feel things on a soul level. Like, we are so connected, and it's so incredibly delicate and so beautiful. I don't know where I'm supposed to go with this. I don't know. Being connected, Lisa Marie. I don't know. So I guess I'm just gonna move on. I do know that her energy, I don't know. I feel her sometimes. Because I feel connected to her in a way that I can't even explain. And it's like, well, how can you feel connected? I don't know. I can't explain it. So I'm just gonna move on because at this point I'm just trying to make sense of what's happening so I can explain it, because it looks what I would presume to be looking weird, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think about that when I see people on TikTok, like taking a moment to process. So I don't know. And does that mean I'm afraid of like how people perceive me? I don't know. It's like, I can edit this shit out, but I mean, what's the fun in that? I mean, I think the reason why I have been talking out loud is just to let shit fly. It's like, for so long, this was like, I didn't talk. I've been quiet for so long, and I think that's why, one of the reasons why I want to share this shit is to show you that like, processing and getting this out and opening all this up, right? Wow, it's incredible. When I spoke the other night for an hour and a half, I blew my own mind. I didn't even know I could talk that long. I didn't go back and listen to it. I don't know what I said. I said a lot of shit. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it processed. But this is me just sharing my journey of self-love, self-growth, self-discovery, no matter how embarrassing the topic might be. I don't know, I just feel like for so long maybe I silenced myself. I don't know. Maybe I have these preconceived thoughts in my head of what society expected me to be. I don't know. I do know that I feel like my most authentic self, and like, what does that mean? I don't know. It's like, I finally just don't give a fuck. Like, and that's not arrogance. It's not being an asshole. It's just, we're all here just to live life, right? So why would I let anybody impede my sense of self-love, my sense of happiness and joy and contentment and all good things for myself? Yeah. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day and do something fun. There's magic in everything. I promise you that. There's magic in everything, even the difficult times. And I think that's another reason why I'm sharing this, because I am going through some extremely difficult, weird fucking times right now. I don't know the degree to which I'm being watched, but I know I am. Whether it's on social media, it's outside my house, whatever combination it is, I know that I am. And I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. I guess I must be very fascinating, and if that's the case, I'm extremely flattered. But it's just weird. There's nothing I wouldn't have a conversation with anybody about, really. Even the difficult shit and the embarrassing shit. You know, I just don't know. So yeah, it's like no matter what, I stand firm. I'm uncovering who I am. I know who I am. I know how I'm guided and protected. And, you know, when you got nobody to, this is gonna sound weird, so there's not offensive, but when you have nobody to rely on, you better believe that it's you and it's whatever higher power. You can be an atheist. I don't give a shit like what you believe or don't believe, but it all boils down to self. For me, I choose to believe in a higher power because I know there is. I mean, it's not just me and me, or me, myself, and I. There is a higher power that is guiding me in every aspect of my life, and for that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this discovery. And I was gonna stop, but I noticed I wrote down feelings, right? Because I've been feeling my feelings a lot, and they move very quickly, which is sometimes very interesting. You know what? I'm feeling like this is a good place to stop, so I'm just gonna stop because I'm being told that I need to. I don't know why. I don't. So when I don't know and I'm being told to stop, I'm just gonna wish you a good day. Thank you for listening and have a great day.